We talked a lot about Sparks and Aces. Marissa, what else is interesting you about 2022 season?
Well, shoot, we forgot Gabby Williams is in no?
She's in Seattle now.
Seattle. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Okay.
She's gotten traded so many times.
That is true. Well, I mean, speaking of Seattle, now we brought that up. There's somebody I'm looking forward to the hype around Sue's last season. That's already adding pressure on to them. I mean, Sue this year 100 for her, so she knows how to handle the pressure. But for her teammates, knowing that it's her last season, and especially the ones that she's played with for extended period of time, I think they might feel the pressure a little bit to send Sue out on a high note. But definitely excited to see them play. Excited to see what Chicago can do if they can build off the momentum of the championship last year, bringing almost everybody back. And if they can repeat, if they can repeat, I think that kind of cements Candace up there. And I mean, she's already one of the greatest players of all time, but I think that kind of solidifies her if she can win it again.
Yeah, so two good points. I think first one, starting with Seattle, do we think that they retooled enough? They add Breanna January, they trade for Gabby Williams, they retain the other big two. We assumed Sue was coming back, but we were less sure about what would happen with Drew Lloyd and Stewie. And they're both back. Do they have enough now to be that championship team again, like they were for the better part of the last couple of years?
I think if they can stay healthy, they have a chance. I personally do. I really like Gabby Williams' game. I think she's having a great year in Europe right now. So building off of that, for
MVP.
so many W players, like that's such a huge confidence booster. I know for me, like there was one year I played, one year in particular, I played really great overseas, and it translated to the WNBA. It was like I finally got that confidence that I needed. And then I was going to Indiana that year after, so it was like a fresh start. So I see the similarities in Gabby Williams in that she's playing great overseas. She's going to a new team this year, a historical team in the W. So I think she's going to have the opportunity to do a lot. Then adding Jantel Lavender, I think that's a great backup for Stewie. Very similar in what they do as far as being able to stretch the floor. I think Seattle has a serious chance.
Mo?
Yeah, anytime you have Breanna Stewart on your team, you have a chance to win a championship, and that's just period. She's arguably the best player in the WNBA right now. And then, Noelle Quinn bringing in Pokey Chapman to her staff, Ebony Hoffman to her staff. They have a really rock star staff. They have a squad. And then it's Sue last year, so I think there'll be extra motivation for the Storm to win. But, Sue's not the only one who announced her last season. Also, Sylvia Fowles announced that this would also be her last season. And I know that they too have championship dreams and goals, and they've won 4 championships. So it would be great to send Sylvia off on top with a championship. And I think Minnesota will be a contender if certain things come together. And the main one being if Collier comes back from pregnancy this season, which the baby's due. I don't know if it came yet, but I know she announced that the baby was due next month. So I don't know the turnaround time from having a baby and getting back out there and what type of condition she'll be in. But without her, I don't think they'll win a championship. But with her, I think they have a chance definitely to add banner number 5 in the Target Center.
More good points.
Sorry, Matt. No, I totally forgot about Sylvia, like in her retirement, because obviously they plaster Sue retiring all over the place. But yeah, I forgot about this being Syl's last year too.
Yeah, but another storyline that I think we are ignoring, and it could be because we haven't seen her in so long, but the 2019 MVP was Elena Delle Donne, and finally she's healthy. Finally she's back. The Mystics kind of have their core with Ariel Atkins, Natasha Cloud, Maisha Hines-Allen. They were able to secure those players, but I also think when you have Delle Donne healthy, keyword there, the Mystics might be somebody to watch out for as well, because they missed the playoffs last season, which was very disappointing for that organization, especially winning a championship 2 years ago, but they too were bogged down by injuries. So having Elena Delle Donne back, losing Tina Charles, losing Emma Messiman are really big scores that are gone, but picking up Alicia Clark was a big deal for them as well. So I think there'll be somebody to watch out late in the season.
Very last thing before we move on to awards, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts about the Connecticut Sun, because they were the best team last year and they fell short in the playoffs again. They add Courtney Williams in this offseason, lose Breanna January. Mo, what do you think about this team? Can they finally get over the hump this year?
It's championship or bust for the Connecticut Sun again this season. They finished the season last year in first place, you know, very arrogant, very excited, very confident in, you know, that last year finally being their year. And then they suffered some injuries. They had, you know, Alyssa Thomas come back late in the season, which it seemed like it threw off the chemistry of the team. Jonquel Jones, who was the MVP, kind of took a back seat to Thomas once she came back. So if they can figure out the chemistry, I like them. I like them a lot to win, you know, bringing back Courtney Williams, who they're, you know, they played together. They made it to the finals with Courtney. It seems like she's excited to be back there and they welcomed her back. So they got to just figure out how to finish. I mean, they made it there. So the next step is finish. So championship or bust for the Connecticut Sun.
Marissa?
No, I agree with everything that Mo's saying. When they added Bonner, that took them up to another level. So it's like now you guys have added all the pieces. You have to get over that hump. And DB has that championship experience. So I think she needs to now maybe be more comfortable in Connecticut. And, you know, you don't want to come in your first year at a new team and immediately like invoke your like leadership. But I think this year she can really like guide them and show them what championship mentality and behavior is, that maybe they can finally, if she can come in with that championship leadership and from what she's learned when she was in Phoenix, I think they have a chance. Because on paper, they're great. They play well together. Like there's no real reason for Connecticut not to be the champion this year. And I think too, they realize that. I think they know that every year it's this Connecticut's year. And to Mo's point, a healthy AT, I think that just takes them to another level as well. And when she did come back, it threw them off. But now they can all play together throughout the whole season. I think they can be the champions. Should be the champions.
Yeah, and then Briana Jones had an incredible season last year, winning Most Improved, and maybe she improved even more this year. So coming off the bench, I'm guessing she probably come off the bench this season with Thomas being back. I don't know. I think one of Connecticut's issues in the past has been their bench, and hopeful to have somebody like Briana Jones coming off the bench. It will be very, very helpful for them.